Hey, this is Matt from Preferati, and today we're talking about why people buy. What is the purpose for purchasing? And I appreciate that this probably doesn't directly fall under the heading of managing cross-cultural teams, but it is a very important management topic. And it's something that we definitely cover with our managers here at Preferati, and I felt like it was still worth sharing this content. So I want to start it with just one of my classic true-false questions. Are the real reasons people buy things the same as the reasons they say they buy things? So if you're to have any hope of building a product for a customer, you at the very get-go have got to figure out why they're actually buying, what their actual needs are. Not the needs that they necessarily state or even the needs that the products they're now buying advertise as their benefits. Got to get to what's the real need. Why do your customers really buy from you today? That's the first step in terms of A, improving customer service even for the services you're offering, and then B, in terms of turning your service into a product, you've got to understand what's really going on, what's actually happening here before we can hope to build a product that's going to be scalable and that people are going to consume in volume. But I want to push on this in the consumer world a little bit more because I think it's more relatable. I just love picking on Starbucks, so we'll just bring them up. What are some of the things that Starbucks advertises and that people talk about being great about Starbucks? They advertise themselves as a third place between work and home, a place to hang out, a place to visit. But if you've ever hung out in a Starbucks, what percent of the people coming in there are sitting down? 20% of people, it's all takeaway, right? Like business is all takeaway, but all their advertising, they barely even advertise the takeaway part of their business, which is like 4/5 of their business, right? Isn't that strange to not advertise like 4/5 of your business? Instead, you're advertising to 1/5 of your customers, the ones who actually come and sit down and hang out. Everybody else is going through the drive-through or doing takeaway. Why do people say they buy this? They say they buy it for the same reason that Starbucks says they buy it, but the truth of why they buy it is totally different. The truth is they can get a consistent product that's habit forming and pick it up quickly as a part of their lifestyle. But Starbucks doesn't advertise this. They don't advertise, you can spend $5 on a cup of coffee that's gonna put too many calories in your body and get you really wired for the next 35 minutes and then crash for the rest of the day. They don't advertise that at all. They advertise this ambiance and experience and that whole thing, right? So people are buying for totally different reasons than why they're advertising. Do you think Starbucks is oblivious to this? Do you think they don't know? People buy a lot of times for emotional reasons that they're either not admitting to themselves or that they would be too embarrassed to admit. So they don't admit those reasons. They give other reasons. Oh, I love the way Starbucks tastes. Liar. You're what? Why? What's going on? All right, so let's look at another example. So there are low-end car brands that they advertise themselves like Mercedes. Like you watch this commercial for this cheap car, it looks like a Mercedes commercial. They've got the performance, the person in the car is high status, the situation is high status and everything. But the reason people buy these cars is because they can get easy financing. These car companies, these low-end car companies are actually financing companies. The car is a side product to their financing business, and they're in the subprime financing business selling cars. But the people who buy these cars want to feel like they've bought a Mercedes. Nobody wants to say, I want a car for people with credit like mine. They want to have a car like a Mercedes. So they advertise these cars as high-end. And the people who buy them sort of step into the fantasy of I'm high-end, and they get financed and that whole thing. So again, the reason people are actually buying and the reason they say they buy are totally different. No low-end car company is saying, we are the cheap car for people with crappy credit. I've never seen that ad online. I've never seen that, even though that's the true reason that this company's in business. So what's going on? The people are saying, I want to feel like I own a high-end car. And when I see their commercials, this is reinforced. So the person who buys the low-end car keeps seeing the commercials for their low-end car, which promote the car as a high-end car. And so the fantasy continues to be reinforced, and it continues to build this idea of a high-end car. So I'm not picking on anyone. I'm just pointing out that the reason people buy and the stated reason people buy are usually different. It's actually more common than not different. Okay, so let's get personal. Why do customers continue to buy our services? Why are they buying from us? We need to know this so A, we can keep doing it. If they're buying from us for a particular reason, let's do more of that, right? We need to understand why they're buying and play into that reason and do it even better. And also not waste resources on emphasizing parts of our product that are not the reason they're buying it. If they don't care about this aspect of our product where we're putting so much time and effort in, and they really do care about this aspect of our product where we're not putting a lot of time and effort in, we're eventually going to lose that customer, even though we tried really hard, because we tried at the wrong thing. It wasn't actually why they were buying from us. So we don't have to bother pushing the parts they don't care about. And then lastly, if we get to the real reason people buy from us, if we really come to understand why they buy it from us, then we can start to understand whether there's a product here. Are they buying from us for scalable reasons? Are they buying from us for reasons that are long-term? Sometimes people buy for reasons that over time will deteriorate. But when you know why your customers buy, you can focus on what's scalable, repeatable, reliable, and long-term. And if not, we have to keep playing with other markets until we find a customer and an offer that fits for all the right reasons. Thank you again. We've talked about today how to communicate with your team about why your customers actually value your product and service. And we look forward to speaking next time. Thank you.